Hello, it's me. Let's see. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. La da dee, la da doo, la da dum. No. There we go. Okay. Mhm, mhm, mhm. All right. Hey, B. Lewis, what's up, baby? See.
Was acting with the
Okay. Gotta get that going. What's going on? Have you heard of this case? It's this lady, I think it happened like 3 years ago, but the trial is just now starting to get going. This cuckoo, well, she was going through it clearly. I don't even know why they dragging her through a trial, to be honest with you. I mean, just, you know, she's going through some kind of psychosis. And, but I find it fascinating. I find it fascinating, B. Lewis. Let's see. Do all my little stuff. Get ready. It'll be a short life, but it'd just be like an hour. We'll be on here for like an hour. I want to get through a couple of these things. It's like the first thing we're gonna look at is from when it first happened. And one of the things that she did, like after she did that to the kids, she killed the kids and she tricked the husband into driving away to go pick up food, like takeout. And then had it kind of timed it so that she would have enough time to murk the kids and herself before he got back. That was the plan. But all she managed to do was paralyze herself. So she lived, but now she's paralyzed. It's wild, right? Let's. Mm, 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 mm. Outside, does she see me? Okay. Mm, okay. Let's see. Mm, okay. All right, let's hop on in here. I know it's crazy. It's wild.
The defendant's request.
So this is her in the hospital. Say, hey, look, this is the family. She looks so normal. She don't look crazy at all. She don't have crazy eyes or nothing. She don't have crazy eyes or nothing. They look perfectly normal. But you can never tell.
With her torso turned towards the floor. He removed the bands and begged them to breathe. He continued to scream uncontrollably and screamed for officers to come to the basement. The dispatchers are hearing this and they send help down to the basement. And when they encounter Patrick, he yells out, "She killed the kids."
We're learning more gruesome details about the murders of 3 young Massachusetts children as their mother, Lindsay Clancy, is charged in their deaths. In Clancy's first court appearance since the murders, she appeared virtually from her hospital bed.
On Friday, January 27th, 2023, using an erasable whiteboard because she was still temporarily intubated,
Hey, Jessica.
one of the first questions that Lindsay Clancy asked was, "Do I need an attorney?" She knew that she had murdered her children, and she had the clarity, focus, and mental acumen to focus on protecting her own rights and interests.
Prosecutors outlined the events that led up to the murders on January 24th, alleging Lindsay Clancy meticulously planned the deaths of 5-year-old Cora, 3-year-old Dawson, and 8-month-old Callan before attempting her own suicide by jumping out of a second-story window.
On the morning of Tuesday, January 24th, 2023, the defendant took her 5-year-old daughter Cora to the pediatrician's for an appointment. She interacted with a receptionist, nursing staff, and a doctor. There were apparently no issues with the defendant's demeanor or behavior as she completed the appointment and was allowed to leave with Cora without any issues or concerns. When she returned home, she went outside with Cora and her 3-year-old son Dawson to play in the snow. They built a snowman. The defendant sent photos to her mother and to the defendant, to her husband. She texted with them. Nothing in the text was out.
This is her in the hospital, Jessica. The girl sister lady. So she planned. She plotted to murk her kids and herself while the husband was out. Like she tricked him into going to go get food, and then tried to time it perfect. But the way what she had done, apparently she took a shit ton of like pills, and then she even tried to she did that also, but it wasn't working fast enough. It was not going to be done by the time he came back from the store. So she ended up jumping out the window too. And that's, it's terrible, but that is crazy. Just think of how chaotic this was. She was really committed to the cause. She just didn't have the proper tools, clearly. And so now here she is. This was her. After it happened, there she was, and paralyzed. All she did was paralyze herself. So now she can't walk, and they just want to put her in jail. It's like, clearly this lady is. I mean, hey Marilyn, what's up? I can't think of nobody else that just need to be in a. If you put her in a jail, it's like it's just a waste of time. This lady, she had no intentions of still being here. She's not even attached to this side anymore. Once she sent her kids to the other side, she also became on the other side. She just isn't completely there yet. She didn't make it physically, but you could tell she's just checked out. She's just mentally checked out. This shit is wild, bro.
Out of the ordinary or any sign of any distress or trouble.
After that, prosecutors say Lindsay Clancy searched for the 3V restaurant in Plymouth, about 25 minutes from her home in Duxbury.
Mm-hmm. She then searched the Takeout 3V via her cell phone at 4:13 p.m. Immediately after doing that, she used Apple Maps on her phone to determine how long it would take someone to drive from her home in Duxbury to 3V restaurant in Plymouth. So she would know how long someone would be gone if they were in that errand.
It was then that Clancy texted her husband, Patrick.
No, she was, her plan was to do her kids and herself. That was her plan. But I guess they don't have like a pew-pew in the house because she tried everything but that. So she took a bunch of pills, and then she slit her, things, but she doesn't know the right way to do it. So she did it wrong. And she was running out of time before he was going to come back from the store. So she jumped out the window thinking that was going to kill her, but it didn't work. She just got paralyzed instead. It's crazy, right? Like, she tried to Machiavelli herself. She Machiavellied herself and still survived. So her plan was, she just didn't, she wanted to go. She wanted to, be gone, but she didn't want to leave her kids behind. So I guess her plan was, she said what she kept thinking was that, that they needed to go with her, And so she did that and then unsuccessfully did her own. I know, bitch can't even die, right? But like, ma'am, this is just incompetence screaming at you. Your incompetence is yelling very loudly, I might add. Your incompetence is all over the place, smeared all over the walls. Hey, Jamie, yes, you did. You made it live. You sure did. Welcome, babies. Welcome.
Clancy asking for takeout.
At 4:53 p.m., the defendant texted her husband, who was working in his home office in their basement. She texted, "Any chance you want to do takeout from 3V? I didn't cook anything. It's been a long day." This was an unusual request, as when the family ordered takeout, they'd usually go somewhere closer to home, but it was a place that they had been in the past. Patrick Clancy texted back yes, and then the defendant asked him to check the menu.
Minutes later, Patrick Clancy left the family home.
At 5:15 p.m., Patrick Clancy headed out the door to run these errands at the defendant's request. As he left, she texted him Pedialyte liquid stool softener. Surveillance footage shows Mr. Clancy at
What case is that, Jamie? What case did you find for me to look at?
CVS on Summer Street in Kingston at 5:32 p.m. He goes to the medication aisle, the children's medication aisle. Phone records show that he called the defendant at 5:33 p.m. and she did not answer the phone. He then calls him back at 5:34 p.m. and the call lasted 14 seconds. He's there at the store unsure of which medication to get, and she tells him exactly what she wants. He had no issues communicating with her. It was a completely normal call, although he did mention that she seemed like she was in the middle of something.
When Patrick Clancy returned home, he found a tragic scene.
When he arrived home, the first thing he noticed was the silence. He did not see or hear the defendant or the children. He actually called her cell phone at 6:09 p.m. looking for them, and she did not answer. He went to their bedroom on the second floor and the door was locked. He was able to open it, and when he looked inside, he saw blood on the floor in front of a full-length mirror and the window open. He immediately runs downstairs and into the backyard, where he finds the defendant laying on the ground. She appeared to have cuts on her wrists and neck, but he stated to 911 that those wounds were no longer bleeding. She was conscious. He called 911. During this time, he asked the defendant, "What did you do?" She responded to him, "I tried to kill myself and jumped out the window." During the 911 call, Patrick can be heard asking the defendant, "Where are the kids?" He later told police that she replied, "In the basement." So immediately after this happened, she knew what she had done and she knew where the kids were.
Yeah, see, like it's like they're pointing out that she knows what she did. Yes, she knows what she did. she said what her plan was. You know, it ain't like they're trying to prove something. It's like there's nothing to prove. She did it. She definitely did it. She said what the plan was. She had written it out, I think, on a whiteboard, for God's sake. So I'm just saying, you know, they had taken her to hospitals. She's been dealing with this for a while. It's not like she just did it and then now she's talking about this psychosis thing. She's been dealing with this for a while. He's been deliberately not leaving her with the kids because of this fear that something might happen. Right? So typically it's somebody there at the house with her because of this thing that she is, you know, she seemed like she's trying to do this thing. And then he, you know, had her at the house. He left her there at the house with the kids. So honestly, if anybody needs to be on trial right now, it might be him, actually. It might be him. Like, I'm going to put it to you like this. If I'm a kid and I got a mom that's going through some kind of weird psychosis and my dad know about it and he leave me at the house with the crazy mom and then the mom kill me, it's daddy's fault. It's daddy's fault. It's daddy's fault. Just like if you have a dog and you know it's got rabies and it's attacking people and then you leave your child in the house with the dog, it's your fault. You should go to jail for leaving your child in the house with a crazy dog. It's the same thing. So I'm just saying. Now, I think she just killed the kids because she didn't want to leave them here on the planet. She wanted to leave. She wanted to eject. She was just like she had like she was having babies every fucking year for 3 years. Like she had a baby every year for like for like 4 years. She spent 4 years pregnant. And her you know, that depression thing that happens from when you have a baby, that shit is real. I had it. I can tell you, but the postpartum, I had that shit. That shit is real. Okay, you can say and feel however the fuck you want to. I remember that shit. I remember that shit. Like I came this close to hearing voices. Like I came this fucking close. Like I had these thoughts. Like they were like, oh God. Well, that thought was terrible. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, that shit is real. And she had it real, real bad. She had it real, real bad. She didn't want to leave them, and that's why in her pictures with the kids, you can feel, you can tell that she loved their kids. It's not like there was some kind of thing. She loved them so much she didn't want to leave them here. So she tried to take them with her. She sent them on, and she didn't even go. She didn't even make it. So now they off on the other side by themselves. Great job, Mom. Oh my God, that's just crazy. That's diabolical. I hope they haunting the shit out of her herself. I hope they pinch her every time she try to fall asleep. Okay, that's what I hope them ghosts is just. I hope the ghost of them babies is just pinching the shit out of her. Hell, if Mom ever come at me crazy, it's daddy's fault. It's whoever the person who is aware. If you're aware that it's happening and you leave a kid in a dangerous spot with something dangerous and you know that it's dangerous, yes, it's your fault. It's the person who left them in there. The kids that, I mean, you know, what last thing they're gonna think? Oh, and guess how she killed them, y'all? She put like, you know, with the little workout bands. You know, the little elastic bands that you like put them around your legs and you pull your legs apart and put them together. Little stretchy bands. She wrapped those things around their necks. Tied them tight. Ain't that shit crazy? She did that. 3 of them. She killed all three of them. And then unsuccessfully offed herself. And now here you are. Now she's living the actual nightmare of people who even consider, you know, yeeting off the planet. Like when you consider yeeting off the planet, the biggest fear is, what if I do? Like, you know, people be like, I'm gonna just jump. Like, if you survive, now you're gonna be a vegetable. You know what I'm saying? Now you're gonna be stuck in your own body. Like you're gonna be trapped inside your own body, and now you're really gonna hate it here. She's living the actual nightmare. It was like, oh, we can't keep you from doing something crazy. So the universe said, I know how to make her sit the fuck down. And it sure did. Now she's stuck in a chair. Crazy, bro. Hey, Sayan, what's up, baby? How you doing?
EMS arrived. He asked them to stay with her so he could go find his kids. The 911 call kept going. Patrick can be heard on the 911 call entering the home and heading to the basement. At one point, he calls out, guys. He can then be heard screaming in agony and shock as he found his children. His screams seem to get louder and more agonized as the time passes.
Prosecutors say the 3 Clancy children were found with exercise bands around their necks.
Cora and Callan were on the floor in the den area of the finished basement, which is to the left when you walk down the stairs, while Dawson was alone on the floor in his father's home office, which is to the right when you go down the stairs. Each child still had the exercise band that was used to strangle them tied around their necks when their father found them. Dawson and Callan were face down on the floor. Cora was on her side with her torso
Dakota Collins.
turned towards the floor. He removed the bands and begged them to breathe. He continued to scream uncontrollably and screamed for officers to come to the basement. The dispatchers are hearing this and they send help down to the basement. And when they encounter Patrick, he yells out, "She killed the kids."
Cora and Dawson were pronounced dead at the hospital the same day. Baby Callan was rushed to Boston Children's Hospital but died 3 days later. Ahead of their deaths, prosecutors say Clancy spent time in the hospital for mental health issues, but was being treated for her symptoms. She even told her husband she was improving.
According to her husband, she was never on more than 4 to 5 medications at one time. And at the time of the murder, she was
Bitch, no, you didn't. According to her husband, she was never on more than 4 to 5 medicines at a time. Now, first of all, they ain't blood pressure, okay? They ain't cholesterol. They're all mental medicine. 5 fucking medicines, bitch, at the same time that are all for your brain being weird? Yeah, there you go. It's so funny. According to the husband, she was never on more than 5. But then also according to the husband, he says that he blames the doctors because of the medicines, because of all the medicines they had her on. He thinks they were like they were like fucking with each other. The medicines were, which they probably were. They probably were. It's one of those things, you know, it's like a trying thing. Like they'd be like, let's try this. Take this and let's see what happens. Ooh, oh, what did that cause? Okay, how about take a little bit of this, keep taking this, take a little bit less of this, and McGee this, put this on top of that. Let's see what happens. You come back a month later and you got a brand new brain now. Your brain is completely different. You know? They'd be like, okay, well, okay, what color is everything now? Okay, it's purple. Okay, all right. Here, I got this new thing. A drug rep came in and suggested that I give this to y'all. So here, try this. Do this on top. Just keep doing those 2 and just add this one on top. Let's see what happens. That's what they do. That's what they do with these medicines. These brain medicines. That's what they do. And this is how they learn it. They're learning on you. That's how they figuring out what the stuff is doing, what the combination of things is doing. And this lady was clearly out of her fucking mind. Okay. That shit is crazy.
taking only 3 medications. And he said to the police that she always took the medications as prescribed.
Look at that. This lawyer is saying this with such confidence. She only's taking it as subscribed, which is supposed to mean we're supposed to believe that some competence is happening. You know, the doctor prescribed it, so it got to be all right. You know, some shit. Oh my God. They give you this stuff, you murder your whole family, and then they go, look, I'm a doctor. I know what I'm doing. Okay. With this brand new medicine that just got invented yesterday. Ooh. 5 is a lot. I know that's right. 3 is a lot. When they're all stuff for mental. Yes. 3 is a fucking lot. 3 is a lot of medicines. Okay.
After her stay at McLean, the defendant appeared to be getting better, according to her husband. She slept well, interacted with friends and family. She went out with her kids and husband to places like the Kingsbury Club in Duxbury, the Charlie Horse Restaurant, the Museum of Science in Boston, the Cape Codder down the Cape, interacting with her family and the public without any apparent difficulty.
Now, keep in mind, though, look, with her depression and stuff, it wasn't her attacking people and her being erratic. She wasn't like, it was her really wanting to leave the planet. It kind of always being on her mind, her wanting to leave the planet, basically was she was just extreme. She was like, her depression was like at its peak. Like, so she had to constantly be monitored. So it's like when she said she felt better. And this lawyer is such a fucking liar, the one who's saying all of this, because she just said, according to the husband, she was getting better. But then in another part we're going to watch, the lawyer says, the husband says that the wife was saying she was feeling better. So which one is it? Like you saying like he's watching her and she's doing way better. No. He asked her and she said she was feeling better. Well, she probably was saying she'd feel better because she didn't want him to feel bad. So that's another thing that happens. You know, you don't want people to feel like they gotta watch you all the fucking time, and you feel guilty, like you're in the way. So then you be like, oh, I feel better. when you really don't. You guys can tell I have way too much experience with this, right? I've been living this life for a long time. A long time. I'm like the depression manager. I'm the depression manager. Okay? I'm the CEO. Okay?
Difficulties. She even stayed alone with the children on several occasions without any issues in January of
Oh, I spent
2023.
time.
Her husband asked her in mid-January, "Are you still having suicidal thoughts?" And she said no.
Prosecutors argue Clancy never had hallucinations or delusions before the
First of all, if you ever have those thoughts, you will always have those thoughts. You just might not have them every single day anymore. Like if you might have them every like all the time. And then it might cut back to you might think about it a lot, but you don't have that overwhelming urge anymore. You know what I mean? Or you might create an investment into the world and you kind of are not so anxious and ready to go anymore, you know. But you always be thinking about it. If that's one of those things that's in your brain, then it's always there. So she was just saying, "Oh yeah, no, I don't even think about it no more, babe. It's fine. Everything's good now. You don't have to worry anymore." So she was lying to him. I know, girl. I understand. But you were very incompetent with that plan, okay? And now that's why you in that chair. And your kids is gonna haunt the shit out of you.
murders.
On the night of the killings, Patrick Clancy was interviewed by the police at Beth Israel Deaconess Plymouth Hospital. He told the police that the defendant was having one of her best days. She was smiling and happy, and there was no indication that she was going to harm the kids. No.
Oh my God, this lady clearly doesn't understand how that works. That's exactly how you are before you do it. You are your happiest. You are like you're comforting everyone. You're doing all these things. You're like, oh, the sun is so bright today. You know why? Because the plan is about to get executed and you're not gonna have to deal with this shit anymore. You're like, oh, you know what? The sun's so nice today. Things bother me way less now that I no only have to deal with this shit for 25 more minutes. And that's why, of course, it was like the best day. Oh my God. I might need therapy, y'all. I can relate to this a little too much. Okay. This lady here, let me explain this story to you. It's very easy to tell the story. This lady, she had 3 babies and she had 3 babies in 4.5 years. Right. So she had, after the first one, once she had the second one, she started having really bad postpartum, and then she popped out another one. So then she went it was insane. So she goes to the hospital. They putting her on those medications. She just kind of wants to be out of here, off the planet. She wanted to be off the planet. So they're giving her all these medicines. Of course, things are starting to act a little funny because she's taking this, taking that. On top of that, a little bit of these. She makes a plan, which is what happens when you're depressed. That's the thing when you're supposed to be concerned when somebody makes a plan. She made a plan. She sent the husband off to go get some food. Yeah, it's given super amateur. She sent the husband off to go get some food. She timed how long it would take for him to get to the restaurant and back. She picked a place that was far enough away. And then when he left, she killed the kids. She put the little things around their neck that you use the exercise bands. She put those around their kids' necks. And that's how they died. And then she took a bunch of pills. And that wasn't working fast enough. So she did this to herself. She cut herself. That wasn't working because she didn't know how to do that properly. And then she was running out of time. She fuck, he's coming. And I'm still here. So she jumps out the window. But the house is only 2 stories. So she paralyzed herself. So now her legs is paralyzed. She can't walk, but she's still alive. And now they think that they're going to punish her with a trial. It's like this lady been having an out-of-body experience for the last 5-6 years. Y'all can't punish her. As much as y'all try, y'all can't do it. It's impossible. Okay? It's an impossible feat. They think that they gonna go to punish her. Like it's impossible. She ain't even here no more. Mentally, she's not even here. But that's the story
no one
of
at
the
all
lady.
described her as acting like a zombie in the days leading up to the murder or on the day of the murders themselves.
And who said she was?
On February 5th, 2023, this past Sunday at 1:35 p.m., while sitting with Dr. Paul Zeisel, the psychologist hired by defense counsel to evaluate her mental state, the defendant used Dr. Zeisel's cell phone to call her husband. She left a voicemail stating that she loved him. Yesterday, on February 6, 2023, at 10:09 a.m., she again used Dr. Zeisel's cell phone to call her husband. This time he answered, and during this call, the defendant stated that after he left the house that night, she killed the kids because she heard a voice and had, quote, a moment of psychosis, end quote. He asked her what voices she heard, and she said she heard a man's voice telling her to kill the kids and kill herself because it was her last chance. Patrick Clancy told the police the defendant had never heard voices before. He also told the police the defendant had never used the word psychosis to him before. The first time she used that word psychosis was when she was with the doctor hired by defense counsel and using his cell phone.
Prosecutors also say Clancy had every opportunity to change her mind about going through with the murders, as they say it took time to strangle each child. Instead, they say she acted deliberately.
The children were killed by ligature strangulation. Ligature strangulation causes the victim to become unconscious anywhere from 10 seconds up to a minute. The more the victim struggles, the longer it takes. After the victim is unconscious, the ligature must be held in place with force, squeezing the neck for up to an additional 4 to 5 minutes to cause death. Therefore, she had to strangle each of them.
Hey, Benjamin. Who else came in? That's it. What's going on, Benny? What's poppin'? Jillian, hey, boo.
Them to unconsciousness. And then make sure the bands
Ooh, y'all hit the like button for Mama.
were squeezing their little necks for several minutes. She could have changed her mind at any point during that time and removed those bands from their necks, and she did not. The defendant did not take advantage of the situation when her husband left the home that night. She created the situation.
Yeah.
And she used Apple Maps to make sure she would have enough time to strangle each child before.
Okay. So y'all get the gist of this, right? So this lawyer is just like, it's like she doesn't get the point of what happened here. It's like I don't think you understand what just happened here. Like she knew exactly what she was doing. Yes, it's called a plan. It's what people do when they try to execute their exit off the planet. They come up with a plan. It's like, how do you not know this? Like, she planned it. Like, yeah, of course she did. Now, she's a terrible planner. Yeah, there's somebody in here say, but they ain't got no bridges over there. I mean, shit, you know what I'm saying? They got like, did y'all see the video of the girl who was like, they threw her off the bridge and she's supposed to have the thing on her so she can swing, like they throw you out and then you swing on it. And they stupid as 3 guys all went to toss her off of this thing. Neither one of y'all, that's 3 different people, and neither one of them was like looking at the rope. I would have been staring at the rope the whole time. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, what if it comes unlatched right before we drop her? You know what I'm saying? Like, keep an eye on that thing. You know, like, that's just my thought process. I can't believe that 3 guys, like, that's an awful lot of incompetence. I know, right? Them overpasses. I'm in Atlanta. They got the Spaghetti Junction. You ain't gonna survive that. You ain't gonna paralyze my ass. You gonna nope. That's gonna do the job. Okay, that's gonna finish. She jumped out of a 2-story. Do you know how many times we have seen Jamie Lee Curtis from Halloween jump out of off a 2-story house? She be on there, she just tuck and roll and she be up and running. Okay. I don't know why she thought like 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 what it's two stories. It's two. Like it's that was a terrible plan. Like you could have you I mean, it's amazing that she managed to even paralyze herself with just two stories. She must have jumped onto like concrete, like onto like solid ground. She must not have when she jumped out, she must have landed on um like something hard, not in the grass. Because if she landed in the grass or something, she probably just broke something, like broke her legs or something. But she paralyzed herself, so she probably landed on some hard, like, gravel. She tried her best. She just incompetent as hell. She all ambition. The Lord don't want her though. You talking about somebody that the Lord don't want you. The Lord don't even want you. The Lord's like, no, girl, you just gonna come down here and be all depressed. Don't nobody want to be. You gonna come down here. You gonna come up here and be all mad and sad. What happens if you get there and then you still feel that way there on the other side? So the Lord be like, nope, you stay right over there with some fucked up legs. I'm gonna fuck your spine up. You gonna have to sit down. That's what I'm gonna give you, okay? And I'm sending the kids' spirits back to haunt the shit out of you. I'm gonna do that. That's how you gonna pay for that. Yeah, the bungee cord accident. Yeah, exactly, Benjamin. The bungee cord accident. We'll call it an accident. I call that a murder. They threw that girl off that bridge. She was like, she had her 360 camera on the stick. And she was like, had her arms out. Like, oh, this is the time of my life. And then they just toss her off and she's like, wee, boom. And it's done. Just done. Ain't that some shit? That is some bullshit. That is some bullshit, y'all. I would be so pissed if I lived. If I lived, I am gonna be so pissed. No, you didn't. First of all, y'all not lifting me off the ground without me seeing a strap. That's just on period. Like, you think I'm gonna let some people lift me up off the ground on a bridge and I don't already see my cord? I don't already see what it's attached to. I don't see that it's attached to me. It's attached to whatever it's supposed to be attached to. You think I'm gonna let you pick me up? I'm kicking all of y'all in the fucking head. Like you. Hell no. Absolutely not. That was so sad. I don't know, Jessica. This shit's crazy. Yeah, it's life. You know what I'm saying? She jumped head first or something. Yeah. Oh, you think she did? Yeah, you think she did? She thinks she put her arms down and just, we're like, let's go like this. I'm like, bitch, just start slamming your head in the refrigerator. See if that works. Oh, it's the incompetence for me. She the most incompetent. She the most incompetent. Okay. She's like, oh, this ain't working. These pills ain't working. Oh shit, he's gonna be back here. If he come back here, he gonna be so mad I done killed his children. He's gonna be pissed. I gotta hurry up and die. That was her plan. And then she jumped out of the 2-story, doing what Jamie Lee Curtis been doing, did for 20 years straight. Jumping off the second floor, running from Michael Myers. In Halloween, she would just climb out that window. She would just boom, tuck and roll. Her plan was terrible. I don't know how did she think that was gonna be enough time? Like her even how immature are you? Like if she thought that she could do it like they do in the movies, and that was gonna be it, and in enough time. to do it like that. That's at least do the science research. Okay, I'm not gonna share what I know about it, but I'm gonna say at least do the science research. It ain't that hard. Okay. But no, just incompetent for no fucking reason. But look, let's see. I'm gonna show y'all what it looked like now, because that was her laying in the bed still. That was when it happened. This was like 3 years ago when this happened. But now, just now, like literally like today even, they were in court. They're starting to get all the stuff ready, figuring out what's going to be presented to the jury and all that stuff. So that's why I'm bringing this up now, because now is when it's happening. And I played a video so that I could pull it up. What was that one?
Before her
Oh,
husband.
that's the one I was just looking at now. Let's see. This is what dreams are made of. Say now, say now. Y'all ain't know I could sing like that, did you? Ooh. I hate when this thing does this. It just won't let me be great. Why is you hating on me, screen? What is her name? Lindsay Clancy. Let me just do it. Lindsay, did y'all hit the like button or no? Did y'all miss me? Did y'all miss me? The correct answer is yes. The correct answer is yes. Look at her in her wheelchair.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. May I proceed?
Yes, please.
Your Honor, before the court, we have the matter of Commonwealth versus Lindsay.
This bitch in purgatory. Y'all ever heard of purgatory? That's where she at now. She in purgatory. Somewhere between the living and the dead. That's where
Clancy. Ms. Clancy is present. She is represented by Attorney Kevin Reddington, and the Commonwealth is represented by Assistant District Attorney Jennifer Sprague and Assistant District Attorney Shannon Buckingham.
All right. Well, good afternoon, counsel. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Ms. Clancy. All right. So this is on for our final trial conference. I know there's a significant amount of motions in limine. So my thought would be to kind of go through those at this point. Then after we do that, talk about any logistical issues, talk then a little bit about impanelment and how we're going to do.
Hey, look, hey, we got the same humor then. I feel like that everything is funny. I feel like everything is funny. When something traumatic happens to me, it is a joke that needs to be told. Like that. If they took my leg, I'd be like, oh shit. I'm gonna be bionic, y'all. Ooh. It's life. You gotta laugh at every single thing. You can't take anything seriously. Or to drive you crazy. You can, but it ain't gonna be fun. Put you like that. It's gonna be serious and pointless. So I laughs. I just laughs at it. All of it.
Do that. And then if there's anything else that the parties feel we need to address prior to the next date. And the next date, my understanding is kind of for a final trial conference on July 13th, with planning to begin impanelment on July 20th. That's my recollection of the calendar. So why don't we kind of just go through the motions and eliminate as I have them. And the first one, which is number 94, is the Commonwealth's request for individual voir dire. So they haven't quite finalized the way I think we should handle the impanelment. Because I'm going to ask basically the general questions. And the issue that I think I wanted to talk to everybody about, we can do it now, because that motion brings it up, is the the issue of a questionnaire, or not. And so, why don't we just jump right into that at this point? Attorney Sprague, what are your thoughts in regards to utilizing a questionnaire? I generally don't do it, but I know in other cases and other judges, and we'll do it. I've done it occasionally, but Attorney Sprague?
Thank you, Your Honor. I have done it in other cases. I don't like to use them. I like to see the juror's response physically to the questions. And I think we can ask follow-up as needed during the individual voir dire, so I prefer not to use one.
Mr. Reddington?
I agree in the sense that I like to see the jurors respond, see how they react, what their body language is. You know, we try to look at books that they may be carrying, everything. We get some information on the person or the individual. On the other hand, I have had cases where we have used the questionnaire, and I personally endorse it. And the reason is that the questionnaire generally goes much deeper than what the individual voir dire, sidebar, or whatever would be. So many times, as you know, in your cases, I'm sure you've done them yourself, where you have the jurors fill out a questionnaire, we get a copy of it, we can scan it, we can look at the answers, then we go through the actual questions for the statutory questions and then any sidebar questions. This is a very complex case, obviously, with significant issues of extreme emotion, as well as very, very sophisticated scientific, psychiatric issues. So I think this is one of those cases where, subject to your discretion, a questionnaire might be helpful. I know I did submit as well a motion for individual voir dire with suggested questions, and I think, pretty sure, a questionnaire. I'm not sure, actually. It's been a while since I submitted those motions, about a month.
Nothing new about that procedure, but I am going to take a look at drafting a questionnaire that might
Oh my God,
just
these people in this
Parents
fucking
and her
questionnaire.
sister, they have refused to meet with us for trial prep, so I can't tell you when or if I'm definitely going to call them. I kind of have to see how things go as the trial progresses. But the information that they would testify to, whether called by myself or defense counsel, would go to the heart of the defense. They would be talking about her behavior leading up to the murder of her children and the things she said and did. And I wouldn't want them even unintentionally influenced by each other or other people. So I'd ask that they be sequestered until after they testify.
Mr. Reddington?
Well, here we go, I guess, starting right out of the gate. That is absolutely improper to represent that they refuse to meet with the district attorney. First of all, we have been extremely cooperative with
That's what I'm talking
allowing
about.
witnesses, or not so much allowing, but indicating that we, when I say we, I mean myself, representing Lindsay, and of course her supporting family, have indicated that we don't have any problem. I couldn't have bent over backwards more on this case to allow them to talk to doctors, get reports, get every document, get every medical record, everything they need, everything they want. Then they get a call, I get a call from Allison, her sister, saying, DA wants to talk to me. I'm like, fine, talk to the DA. They talked to Pat. Pat called me before he talked to Pat, they talked to Pat. Her mother and father, they want to talk to the mother and father, they can talk to the mother and father. I'm not aware of anyone saying, no, we will not allow you to interview us. And when you think about it, what is the extent of the interview? It's her mother and father and her sister who lived this torture along with Pat, October, November, December, January, lived with her and her family to try to help out. They know every movement they made. They know every statement they made. This isn't a murder case with a drive-by and an identification issue that we're worried about people perjuring themselves. This is a case where you've got a woman who's got a mother and a father who are very supportive, who have something to offer, but it's limited. What they observed, what they did to try to help during that period of time that Lindsay and Patrick were consulting with doctors, when she went to McLean Hospital, and they were taking care of the kids and helping out. That's it. So to suggest in a case like this that the government wants to exclude her mother and father and sister, I think is extremely objectionable.
Your Honor, I spoke to her sister myself, and she told me herself that she refused to answer any questions to us until she was sworn in by a judge. So that is what happened. She would not speak to us.
No, I understand. Actually, I understand both these. My inclination, the motion is for permission to allow the defendant's father, defendant's mother, and defendant's sister to be excluded from the sequestration order. My understanding is that they have been interviewed by some of the medical professionals, I believe. And I would imagine that everybody's looked at those. So there's some, I guess, indication of what they would be testifying to. And so I'm going to allow the Commonwealth's motion for sequestration order, which is 95, and I'm also going to allow the following individuals to be excluded from that sequestration order: be Michael Musgrove, the defendant's father; Paula Musgrove, the defendant's mother; and Allison Osga, the defendant's sister.
Please note the Commonwealth's objection.
Sure, and if the parties, if they testify, and the Commonwealth wants me to give kind of it's probably the opposite of a limiting instruction, but some kind of explanation that they were present during the course of other individuals, I'd consider doing something like that. Okay. All right. Next motion is number 96.
Yeah, I don't like the prosecution. I don't like her, and I don't think the jury's gonna like her either. So she need to watch that. She's giving off a weird vibe. Like the prosecution lady, she's giving off a weird vibe. She need to be careful, because that lady is gonna have a lot of sympathetic energy, because she clearly was committed to the bit. She just was incompetent. I mean, she jumped out of a window and paralyzed herself. So ain't gonna be no she faked it. Okay. You ain't gonna be able to convince nobody that she was pretending to try to do that to herself. She paralyzed herself. She put herself in a chair. She was committed to the bit. She just was incompetent. So she didn't do it right. But she definitely, so trying to make it seem like she just did this, like she was just trying to get rid of her kids. No, she was trying to take her kids with her, is what she was trying to do. But she was incompetent as hell, is what happened.
It would be the Commonwealth's motion eliminate to preclude
Hey,
improper
Poppy.
lay
What's up?
opinion testimony. Counsel, Buckingham?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, the Commonwealth has filed this motion similarly to the argument just made by ADA Sprague. We do expect many of the witnesses in this case to have very close personal relationships with the defendant, and therefore have some observations, obviously, that they would be called upon to explain. However, the danger in this circumstance is that there is a significant amount of mental health issues that we expect to be raised in various ways. And so the Commonwealth's motion is just requesting that the lay witnesses, naming her ex-husband, her family members, her friends who were close to her, that they not give opinions of overall having to do with diagnosis, having to do with medication. That's information that will be presented during the course of this trial through the course of medical records, as well as particular various doctors and experts that will be testifying to those topics. So the Commonwealth is just asking that this motion be allowed.
So you were seeking to keep out things like, I think she was depressed, or but you're not seeking, I imagine, to keep out things like, well, she seemed better, or things like that.
Well, I think the case law allows.
That's a good ass fucking question, because y'all keep talking about how the husband said that she was feeling way better now. So, and she said that she had a great day. But, also, I don't think that her family should be able to say that. I don't think they should be able to say that she was depressed or that she had depression. I don't think they should be able to say that. But I think Like, ain't that something? And that's why your hair like that. That's why your hair look like that, lady. Like, that's why your profile. That's why, that's why your profile. Okay, you deserve it. You deserve that profile, bitch. I don't like you. I don't like these. I don't like this. The prosecution combo, I don't like them. Okay? I don't like them. Not at all. I'm not with it. Okay? I'm not like it. I like the other girl's Colonel Sanders lawyer. I like him better. And he giving Colonel Sanders vibes. Look at him. Look like Colonel Sanders. Give me chicken. Give me chicken. Yes, indeed. Ooh. Nah, I'm a Popeyes girl, really. I don't even like KFC, but you know what I'm saying? It's like soggy. You like KFC? Yeah, you remember KFC? I haven't had KFC in probably damn near 30 years. Cause you know, like KFC, it's like it'd be like fried, but it'd be like soggy-ish. It'd be like soggy on the outside. Like I like Popeyes. That should be so motherfucking crispy. Ooh, it like cut your gums and shit. You know, be like, ow, delicious.
For witnesses to testify to their specific observations of the person's behavior, but anything that having to do with the types of medications, even if it's types of medications that they were advised by the defendant, that's hearsay that wouldn't be admissible in that form anyway. So it's those types of statements, any opinions about what her mental condition was, I think are not relevant. And
oh, but you get to say that she said she was feeling better, though. You get to say that. I don't like this bitch. I don't like her, y'all. I don't like her. I don't like her. I've never tried a KFC pot pie. Is that a real thing, or did you just make that up, Marilyn? Did you just make that up? Is that something that you just make, like you get KFC chicken and then you just make a pot pie with it? Or does KFC have pot pie? They have pot pies. Oh, you eating Popeyes right now? I'm so jelly. Yes, I am. Ooh. You know it was really good. Popeyes chicken is put honey, like regular honey, like actual honey. Like put honey on the chicken and then eat it. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so tasty and delicious. Ooh. Make mama happy. Yes, it do. They're awesome. It is for real. I'm about to look that up. I ain't never heard of such a thing, Marilyn. I think you fucking with me. I'm gonna look it up. Mama's babies be teasing her and stuff, making her think stuff is real when it ain't. I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna see what it look like real quick.
The most relevant information, it comes from the experts and the doctors themselves.
What about if someone's testifying, a friend or family member, that they've seen her and after a certain date, she seemed worse? What would your position be on that?
I think they would have to be able to articulate specifically what the behaviors were, and that would fall into that category of their direct observations of the defendant's behavior.
Okay, all right. Mr. Reddington?
Your Honor, one of my pet peeves, if you will, is trying cases by in limine. And this is a thing that we're all involved with now, is that we try cases by filing boatloads of motions to exclude this, to exclude that, stipulate to this, agree to that. Whatever happened to a trial where you put a witness on the witness stand, they elicit their direct, we can cross, objection, you make rulings. That's what I think the way it should go, but understanding that they have a right to file a motion. In the interest of justice, I guess, they want to exclude any witness that would testify that I thought Lindsay was depressed. I've known her for X number of years. I've seen her as a mother. My opinion is that she was an incredible person, wonderful person. Great.
So it was true. There's such a thing as a chicken pot pie. Hey, Joe, I heard you was snoring. Look at you. Look at you. You ain't snoring at all. Marilyn got me looking up chicken pot pies from Popeyes. Ooh, love that chicken from Popeyes. Oh, you said KFC pot pie. Oh. Oh, wait.
Rape
I
mother,
think I was looking
that's objectionable. That's
I
hearsay.
was
This
just
is
looking at-
hearsay. I object to being
Oh, yeah, that was
hamstrung
KFC. Yeah. That's what
on
I was
having
looking at.
evidence presented as to observations made by people, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
friends or family or even guys at a bus stop that the government would interview. That is evidence that would be, I suggest, admissible. I certainly don't expect that I would elicit on direct or cross a witness's opinion, a lay witness's opinion, as to her psychiatric mental state. Obviously, that is totally outside the ken of a person, a citizen, to be able to give that an opinion. So my position on this motion is I would agree that I'm certainly not going to elicit an opinion as to her medical condition or psychiatric condition.
Wouldn't it be something? I know my brain is going into a into Joe said I don't snore. I ain't saying that you snore, Joe. I'm just saying that a little bird told me that you snores. Ah. A little bird told me, ooh, 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 that you snore. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And I mean, the truth of the matter is that you wouldn't know because you was asleep when you did it. Whenever people would tell me I snore, I'd be like, no, I don't. And you can't prove to me that I do unless you record me, of course. Which don't do that. I don't like that. Ooh. Oh, but check this out. So I got scary thoughts, right? So look at her face, like behind him right now, right? Like look, just catch
On
the-
this motion is I would agree
Look
that
at
I'm
him.
certainly not going to.
Oh, I'm thinking, what if she was successful that day? What if when she jumped off that second story window, which is basically like a half a floor, it's like a floor and a half. What if when she jumped off of there, okay? Listen, damn boy, check that girl out, Sabrina. Or you say good night, boo. Ooh. So what if when she, that she did actually, but like a demon jumped in her, because like what if a demon jumped in her body and was like, like, yeah, like, woo, and took over from there. Like, it was like, she's, and so basically it's kind of wearing her like a suit at this point. Because look at her. It's like there's no life left in her. It's like there's no life left in her. Like it's like she's not even really there. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know, man. It's given devil in a meat suit, It's given demon in a meat suit. I'm getting Constantine vibes, you know what I'm saying? Like something ain't right. Oh, I can't wait. Next week I get to watch. I talked my sister into not watching it so we could watch it together on Google Meet. We're gonna have a conference where we watch a scary movie. And it's gonna be Obsessed. The movie Obsessed. That shit looks so fucking good. Okay. It's so good. I can't wait. She watches everything scary. So I have to actively tell her, don't you dare watch that. So we can both watch it together. And I can't wait. Ooh, I'm in my scary movie era again, y'all. I think we about to have us a breakthrough in the scary movie genre. And I'm looking forward to it. It's my happy place. But look, just like look at her face. Don't it seem like it? Look how sharp her nose is. That's the sharpest nose I ever seen. You ever seen a nose that sharp? It don't even look real. Look how pointy her chin is. I'm telling you. It's a demon in a meat suit. This is what this is.
To elicit an opinion as to her medical condition
Yeah.
or psychiatric
Like
condition.
Beetlejuice.
But I think that I am entitled to elicit, as I'm sure the government perhaps could try to use as an example, whether or not somebody wants to say she seemed to have a good day. She seemed to be better. And you know they're going to try to elicit that.
Yep.
So if that's the
Exactly.
case, I think it's admissible.
Mm-hmm.
What someone's opinion is as to what she looked like, sounded like, how she was acting with the kids, what she was doing with the children, taking them to the doctors, taking them, playing.
Look at her fucking face. Hold up. Let me blow this up so y'all can see what I'm talking about here. Look at her. I'm gonna blow this up real quick just so y'all can really see what I'm talking about here. Look at this. It's like she's not even in there anymore. Tell me I'm fucking lying. Like, look at this. This is a demon in a meat suit. This is what I think she died when she fell, and that was when the demon popped in and was like, oh, I caught her before she turned cold, and now I just wear her from now on. Like this. Don't it? I love scary movies, Jessica. That's my shit, honey. That's my shit. That's my girl. Ooh. Don't she though? Tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I think that's what happened. I think when she fell, yeah, she's like in a void. I don't even think she's here anymore. I think when she jumped, I think she did go. And I think just whatever, something else is taking up the space and walking around. Well, not walking because she paralyzed herself, but rolling around in her body now. Like, so I think something else got in. Because there ain't nothing left in here. There ain't nothing left in here. You got to think about this. You got to really think about this. Her plan was to leave this planet and take her kids with her. Like she was done here. She was her and her kids. She packed her mind. She packing up her kids, and her kids are gonna go off and not have to be here on this earth anymore. She didn't want to leave them, so she was gonna take them with her. She sent them off, and then she didn't make it. So, and that's the person we're looking at right now. Like that's who this is. Like there's the ones who just want to get rid of their kids so that they can be kid free. There's that. And then there's this. There's no way back from this. She just poof be gone her children. And she's still stuck here. And she ended up still being stuck here. And she's paralyzed, so she can't even, and she don't have freedom, so she can't even roll herself off a cliff. Like she can't do it. She can't do it. Like, she would have to have somebody just have mercy on her and just put her out of her misery. Like that's all she can do at this point is hope that somebody in the prison will will just be like, here, come here. I'll finish it. Let me finish it for you. You incompetent ass. Come here. Roll on over here. I'll finish the job for you. Send you off to your babies. Oh my God. But I feel so bad. I feel so bad for her. As a person who fucking hates it here, I can't help. And I don't give a fuck who says what about it. Like, I know it. Like, I feel so bad for her. That is like the worst case scenario. Like, she's living the worst case scenario, you guys. Okay. I was singing Gang Gang. I'll be outside with my... Do you gang bang? I'll be outside with my... Oh my God. Oh, poor thing. And ain't nothing can be done. The only bit of happiness she had on the planet, the only thing that was actually giving her any type of individual little piece of joy was her kids. The only thing was making her feel any type of good and like being like, oh, it's okay, was her kids. And then she just banished them to the nether realms. And then was too incompetent to make it herself. Mm-mm-mm. You need to plan better, girl. You gotta plan better. You can't be doing that. Y'all let me know real quick. Have you put a one in the chat if you've seen that movie called I think it was called the Fog. It's where the people some kind of fog comes over the place, and then they all go hide in the grocery store, and then like there's like all these like giant weird monsters or whatever that come and kill them all so brutally. Everybody's dying so brutally. And so then they try to go ahead and they try to leave to get in the car runs out of gas. And then they have a gun, and then they just basically just decide to just off themselves. And then he's in there with his son, and he kills his own son, thinking that he's sparing him from this horrible thing. Was once these monsters come, they're gonna basically damn near scalp him. So he, he's thinking he's saving his son, but he don't have enough bullets for himself. He's the only one that was in the car that he didn't have enough bullets for. So he's just basically, I guess, gonna be like, they just get to kill me. And he gets out of the car, and then that fucking truck rides by with all the people on it, which means he killed his fucking son for nothing. All he had to do was fucking wait, which is crazy, because if he was going to do that, why not just wait until something happened and then do it? You know what I'm saying? That's what in my mind, I'm like, no, we fine. I just wait. So if something happened, then I'll do it. But just in case don't nothing happen, I don't want to kill him and then I didn't have to. So, but, irrational. Poor thing.
Playing with them in the backyard or in a playground.
Yeah, look at her.
That's admissible. So,
Demon in the meat suit.
Well, I think in regards to the motion eliminates, we've done enough cases, all of us, that the way I look at them is it just gives some guidance to the council as to what the lane is you're in. If, and this goes to this motion or any of these motions, if during the trial is the evidence changes a little bit or makes it something admissible, by all means, these aren't in concrete. You can certainly bring that up. But I'm going to allow the motion to eliminate to preclude, and it says improper lay opinion. I'm not sure.
Blank.
It doesn't sound like anybody's really disagreeing too much with this.
She blank every 6 months.
The lay people not to say, well, because of this medication, she's better. Or because of that medication, she's worse. But I think without seeing the whole foundation, generally a lay person can say, well, she seemed happy or she didn't seem as happy. So I would allow that generally. But we'll get to it, and then the evidence as it comes up in regards to the foundation may open the door or close the door. But in regards to improper kind of lay opinions as to expert issues, yeah, that motion will be allowed. That's number 96.
and I don't think the motion is necessary. I think it's readily apparent to any of us that would not be admissible.
And I
We'll
guess
see.
there's no reason for objection.
Yeah, we'll see where we go. All right, next motion is number 97. Commonwealth's motion, eliminate to preclude defendant from mentioning to the jury nor eliciting statements of the defendant to any doctor. So Commonwealth, I'll hear you on that.
So, Your Honor, again, as Your Honor said, our motions are just attempted to flag issues before we have to litigate them in front of the jury. So this is just a pretty standard motion in cases involving criminal responsibility defense where there's no concessions about that particular defense. So in this case, and we're just raising for the
Stephen
court
King wrote it.
and identifying that, procedurally how these cases play out, being the fact that the issue of criminal responsibility is really raised in defendant's case and then rebutted by the Commonwealth following the defendant's case, that according to the law in Commonwealth versus Piantadosi and Chisholm, the more recent case that reiterates this, that there isn't a mechanism that circumvents the rules regarding the fact that the defendant can't elicit in their case in chief statements of the defendant. And so we're just flagging this for the court. At this time, the Commonwealth hasn't made any determinations as to whether we would intend to get into those topics on cross-examination, but as this line of cases outlines for the court and reiterates time and time again under the case law, that can only come out when the door is in fact opened by the Commonwealth, by the opposing party, as to the specifics of the statement. Certainly, experts are free to give testimony based on their overall analysis of the case and that they can rely on particular information that's not in evidence, but they can't testify directly about the statements themselves.
All right. Yeah, Mr. Reddington, in regards to this motion.
Yet again, in the interest.
What you say? That's like I said. There's this Amish girl on Facebook that be how she my Amish on Facebook. First of all, the first part of this sentence is wrong. Okay, how the fuck is she Amish and on Facebook? Like, was she either Amish or she on Facebook? She ain't both. You can't be Amish on Facebook. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. Okay, how the fuck is she Jessica? How is she Amish and on Facebook? But okay, let's see. There is this Amish girl, okay, apparently on Facebook. Okay, what the fuck she doing there? We don't know, okay? But that be making Amish stuff. Her ass never blinks in her videos. It's hella creepy, yes. Like, girl, I know your eyes is, I know. You know them eyes be dry as a motherfucker. Probably got a fruit flies on them, stuck to them like on a windshield. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just imagine. I can't imagine. It'd be like, you know what's so funny though? When you go into a daze, you probably don't realize that you don't blink. Like, you know, like sometimes I catch myself staring. I'll be watching back some of my live streams. It only happens like in live streams though. Like I'll be in a live stream and I'll be like looking something, and I'll get so in that I won't move, and even I'll start thinking, did I freeze right there? And then I'll notice like a movement, and I'll be like, oh okay, I'm not frozen. I'll be like, I'll be just sitting there like that forever. I think she used to be Amish, ooh, but still wears clothes for views. That'll do it. Some Amish clothes is gonna make people look. Absolutely. I thought about maybe changing up my wardrobe for some views, cause somebody do something for some views, honey. I'm gonna have to put a poll in this bitch. Y'all don't watch the videos. Ooh, it's terrible. Yeah, but oh yeah, I was like, oh, you know what I like to do? I like to start collecting some clothes from like the 80s, from back in the 80s and 90s, and start wearing clothes from the 80s and 90s. See if I can bring it back. It's a couple of little trends that I would like to bring back. I think it's time. You know what I'm saying? I think it's time. I think it's time.
Of justice in this case, I guess we don't want any juror to hear why Patrick Clancy and his wife, Lindsay, would go to consult with doctors because of depression, because of the life that she was living, which was one of horrific misery because of medications, and they don't want that to come out as to why they're consulting with the doctors, which begs the question where we have medical records that are going to be certainly introduced as central to the defense, that a jury's going to have access to. So the question then becomes, how would I handle that? I call Dr. Gelada, and I say to Dr. Gelada, who are you? I'm a doctor, and did you know Lindsay Clancy? Yeah. And was she one of your patients? Yes. And then what? I can't ask her why she was there. I can't ask her what her complaints were.
That's a different scenario. I think what the Commonwealth was looking for, if they put on an expert who's going to provide their opinion as to criminal responsibility, that doesn't open the door at that point until cross-examination to comment on statements that were made by the defendant to that doctor. The statements that were made to other people that may be admissible in for other grounds, I don't think that wouldn't be covered by that motion to eliminate.
That's correct, Your Honor. And what the Commonwealth is specifically referring to is the scenario in which we get to the Commonwealth does intend, and we have on our witness list several of the treating mental health providers for the defendant. And we do intend to offer testimony, and therefore we're offering the statements, and he's free to cross-examine them on that. That's not the issue that this motion raises. The issue this motion raises is at the conclusion of the Commonwealth's case, when we rest our case in chief and the defendant puts on his experts, if he chooses to do so, regarding the topic of criminal responsibility. It's at that point where this motion comes into play. It's at that point where the Piantaducci case, the Chappelle case, the Chisholm case, all are instructive as to how that expert then gives testimony. And we raise this so that the expert doesn't testify and unintentionally offer inadmissible evidence. And that's what the line of the cases talk about, why this is important and why procedurally this is the way in which to properly address it. So it's not about those treating physicians. It's more about the experts that are going to be talking about criminal responsibility. And it's more about the defendant's own statements regarding the events of what happened, or, what she testified or what she told those doctors in these interviews that they used to then rely upon their opinion. So that's the issue that this motion raises and the Commonwealth is raising to the court.
It would go both ways.
Correct.
Each side's expert would have that on a Chappelle or the other cases.
Well, no, because when the Commonwealth gets to their rebuttal and we call our experts, if we choose to elicit the statements of the defendant, we can do so as a statement of a party opponent, as long as the statement goes to the mental condition, as opposed to evidence of the crime in and of itself.
All right.
So I guess I misread the motion when it says government is seeking to, and I quote, preclude defendant from mentioning to the jury nor eliciting statements of the defendant to any doctor. It doesn't say experts hired by the defense.
I would not foreclose your cross-examining their expert, because you are allowed to cross-examine their expert on the basis of whatever they're relying upon at that point.
I understand. That's the expert. Let's put the experts over here. I'm talking about the treating physicians. I'm talking about when Patrick would take his wife in the condition she was in as a vegetable practically and see these doctors and they would prescribe this medication. This motion says any doctor. Now I understand. It's limited to retained experts. That's fine. I have no problem.
And just to be clear, that is the first line of the actual language of the motion that refers to statements.
Here we go. We're going to go to neutral corners. We've kind of arrived at the position that this motion, which I'm allowing, deals with the retained experts. All right. Any other statements that were made by Ms. Clancy to a doctor, if there's an argument that it's admissible.
Like I said, the only thing I have from the 80s is my social security number. Nothing from the 80s neither. I would have to go to like Goodwill or something to go find some stuff. I'm not saying I have any stuff. I don't have any stuff. Every time I've made any kind of moves, I always gave everything away. So I never kept anything. Very dumb. I don't know why I did it. Like, I think back now and I'm like, man, damn, you gotta have foresight. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be thinking into the future. You know? I ain't never did that. I'd be like, right now. Right now. What the fuck is a tomorrow? Right now. Yesterday. Who that? Right now.
acceptable under some other theory, either side just has to come up and argue with me what their theory is. So that would not, those type of statements would not be covered
the like button for
under
Mama?
that motion. All right, so I'm going to allow it as written as to the retained experts. Okay. All right, next motion is the Commonwealth's motion for review.
Yes, Your Honor. The Commonwealth is requesting that we do a view, specifically of 47 Summer Street, where the Clancy's lived in Duxbury, CVS at 189 Summer Street in Kingston, and 3V Restaurant in Cordes Park, Plymouth. I believe the homeowner, Attorney Michael Phippen, is represented by Attorney Peter McGuire, who I believe may be on the Zoom. I'm not sure.
Just so you know, Your Honor, we have no position in this.
He just indicated that it would not let him unmute, according to
All right, Attorney McGuire?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Attorney McGuire on behalf of the homeowner.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. And what is your client's position in regards to the Commonwealth's motion for review on this address?
Thank you, Your Honor. The current homeowner is opposed to the motion. The current homeowner did give the Commonwealth access to the property. They had unlimited time to photograph, measure, examine the property. The homeowner has felt like he has gone sort of out of his way to be accommodating to this point in the hopes that it wouldn't involve folks sort of arriving at the home. Would be massively disruptive to the homeowner. Your Honor certainly well knows, and I know from my prior employment, that a view is an event. I don't want to call it a circus, it's not a fair word, but it's an event. A bus shows up, there's probably state police given the nature of this case. He has neighbors, he's in a neighborhood. He has a live-in domestic partner who works from home, they have pets. I'd also note, Your Honor, that,
Hey, you bought a house. So apparently they're wanting to, just in case they want to bring the jury to come and view the scene, because I mean, considering you the way she did all that stuff, and then the basement, and then the way she jumped out the window, like it's something you gotta see. So because of that, they're like, but of course that man, he don't live in that house no more. He like, I don't want to be in this fucking house anymore. So he don't live there no more. Like the husband, he sold the house, I guess, and whoever lives in the house now, they're trying to see if they can, if the person who owns the house is willing to let them, for the jury to come in and view. So that's what this is. I'm like, if they need to see it, they need to fucking see it. I don't give a fuck. You bought a house that 3 kids died in the who is gonna buy a house that 3 kids died in the were murdered in the basement? Like who is gonna, like, the lady who jumped out the window, fine, whatever. But the 3 babies, one of which is a tiny baby, like a new baby. Hell no, I ain't buying no house that 3 babies got murdered in the basement. Fuck no. You be trying to sleep in here crying in the night? Hell no. Absolutely not, honey. No, honey. No. And look at this man. Yeah, this might be one of the ghosts right here talking on.
given the complexity of the matter that all the parties face in this case, the exact date and time of that view are probably unsure and probably subject to change at this point. I don't know how long my client would have to have his home available to the court. So for those reasons, and given his cooperation and sort of leading up to today's date, where he has been very accommodating, I think, to the government, he would ask the court not to further disrupt his life and further allow this disruption. I don't have any opinion as to the merits as to whether the government needs or does not need a view here, but we do feel like he has accommodated in every way: a full videotaping of the premises, a measuring of the premises, photographing of the premises, So I don't think he feels the need for further examination of the property, Your Honor. He'd ask the court to deny the motion to.
Oh, he don't see the need. It ain't for him to see the need. He the one that bought the house where the babies died. Like, who would do that? Who would do that? That house better cost $5, and even then, I'm burning it down. I'm burning it down, and I ain't gonna build nothing on it either. That basically is like Indian burial ground now. Like, hell no, it's gonna be a poltergeist situation. I don't want nothing to do with it. Fuck no. No, absolutely not. That's craziness. You gotta be a fucking psycho. He probably don't want nobody in to come in the house because he probably, I ain't gonna throw no allegations on this man. I don't even know who he is, but I'm just saying, just for fun and just for funsies and that, and allegedly. But I mean, what kind of man buys a house where 3 babies died in the basement? Oh, he don't want nobody to come in there? I wonder what he got going on in there. That's all I'm saying. That's all that I'm saying. Sounds suspicious. Just my personal opinion. I can have that, and I can share it too, okay? It just sounds suspicious. Okay? Buying a house with babies, dead babies in the basement. Strangled, of all things.
Compel him to allow the examination of the home.
Well, what the homeowner feels the need for the view or not, it's really the court's decision.
Exactly.
To measure,
Of course,
to
I didn't mean
balance
to
out.
imply otherwise.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. To balance out the interests of this case, also considering under Commonwealth versus Mattis and other cases, the homeowner's privacy interests and the logistical concerns of the homeowner, which I'm certainly willing to do.
Well, go Caesar.
But yeah, Commonwealth.
Thank you, Your Honor. We did go in with the homeowner's permission to take photographs, to take measurements. However, seeing something in person, seeing how things relate to each other, how long it takes to get from the basement where these children were executed one by one up to the bedroom where the defendant went after doing so. Seeing the height from the window that she dropped down.
Exactly. That's it. Just those 2 things are honestly enough, really. The basement and that fucking window. That's it. The window she jumped out of. Those 2 things are enough. So they can block off everything else. Fuck everything else. Okay, don't nobody care about the half bath downstairs. Nobody give a fuck. Okay? All we need to see is the basement and that window she jumped out of. That's it.
To seeing how low that window is from the perspective from the ground is something that the jury's entitled to see in person. And I find it very disingenuous of the homeowner, who's an attorney. And not only is he an attorney, he was a prosecutor in our office. So he knows how we handle cases. He knows how we do trials. And now he's a defense attorney in this county who works with our office. So he knows how things work. And he bought this house after the horrific murder of 3 children occurred in that house, knowing that there would be abuse someday. So I find it very disingenuous that at this point he's concerned about his privacy. So
Wow. God damn. So the guy who bought the house, this is turning into some drama, honey. So the guy who bought the house is an attorney. He's like a prosecutor or whatever. And he bought the house knowing that it was going to be a viewing thing. What? And now all of a sudden he's like, you know what? No, I don't think. And he used to work in the office. He's a prosecutor who used to work in the same office as this prosecutor. Oh my God. And he bought the house just on some spiteful shit. Is that what you saying, girl? Say more. Say more.
I would ask that the motion be allowed.
Well, I'm not going to make any comments in regards to that. What I'm going to do is just look at this under the case law, which requires me to balance out the interests of the parties in this trial, as well as the public, as opposed to the privacy interests, and like I said, the logistical concerns of the homeowner. Counsel has made a good argument for him, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow the motion for review. I'll issue an order that will address some of the logistical concerns as stated by council, to give as much notice as we can, to limit the number of people that are in there. And in a lot of other cases that we've done, in council, I'm sure you're aware of it, they're almost invariably into private homes and private establishments, and we've issued orders, and I'll issue an order in regards to that. So I'm going to allow the Commonwealth's motion for review.
And just so the court knows and the homeowner knows, we've made arrangements with the state police and the local police to have officers there to block off the street, so that there aren't any other people there other than court personnel and the jury.
Okay. All right. So I'll issue an order in council if when your client gets it, if he wants to contact and speak to the court and has any suggestions, I'll listen to him. But this view's happening. So just so it's clear. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So that was pleading number 98.
Them together is because when you look at the photos individually, it can tend to give a skew to admit a single photo of each child as well as one photo of the three of them together. And the reason we're looking to admit the photo of the three of them together is because when you look at the photos individually, it can tend to give a skewed representation of the actual size of the children. So when you have the photo of the three of them together, it kind of indicates the actual size of each child in relation to each other. I have the photos that I want to use at trial. I've showed them to defense counsel. I can hand them to the clerk so we can
Mr. Reddick, have you seen these photographs?
I have, Your Honor, thank you, and we have no objection to that motion.
All right. So I'm going to all right, so I'm going to allow that motion.
Mm-hmm. That's so funny. This prosecution is worried about the wrong shit. They're over here like, these people need to see the size of these children so that they can see that none of that matters. Ultimately, I don't even know a shit ton about this, but I'm gonna tell you what I know. I know that her plan was to take them with her. When you want to go and you want to take them with you, and it's not for the purpose of punishing your husband, like there was this one lady who killed their kids to punish her husband. There was a lady who did this. She killed her kids to punish him. That was how she punished her husband. She murdered him. She murdered their babies. Like, this is her plan. Was she just did not want to leave them here. She was dead set on leaving the earth. Leaving, like not being alive anymore. She was dead set on it, and she could not have them leaving. She didn't want to leave them behind. To not, she wanted, she was going to take them with her so she wouldn't leave them behind. And then she killed them, and then she failed, at doing it. There's no other way to see it. She did everything that her incompetent ass could do with where she was in the time. It's easy to say, get in the water, drown yourself, but it's not. It's just not. Your body is going to fight it. It's like it's only but so many things that you can do to fully successfully pull that off. I can think of one. I can't really understand why she didn't try. But like I said, incompetent. So she probably would have fucked that up too, actually. She probably would have fucked that one up too. Now that I think about it, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, they're fighting a pointless battle. This is clearly somebody whose brain is broken. And they want to punish her, but she's already punished. She's a shell of a person now. And she's trapped in her body. So it's like there's nothing you could do, lady in a red shirt, that's gonna make anything any worse for her. You barking up the wrong tree. Like you could stick her in the head with a knife right now. She wouldn't make a move. She would. This lady over here ain't even alive. She ain't even real no more. And these people right here, they just so used to prosecuting something. They just prosecuting a brick wall. It's craziness. It's terrible.
Next motion is Commonwealth's motion eliminate to admit autopsy photographs of the victims and crime scene photographs. Probably could. Is there any objection to that, Mr. Reddington?
Hey,
This
Rick,
is,
what's up?
again, one of those odd situations where you have a motion in limine
That's right. Hit the like
for a
button, y'all.
trial, where in the
31
trial,
likes.
traditionally, the government shows counsel the photographs they want to use. I'm well aware under the old Bastarash argument and all of that, they're going to get these in.
Yeah.
At some point, subject to the court's discretion. You can crop, you can review, you can limit, but that usually takes place during the trial. I don't know at this point in a vacuum if it's something we can decide now, but I certainly honestly trust in your judgment as to, I mean, you've tried enough horrible cases in your career. You understand that the impact of gruesome photographs, and so I defer to the court's discretion and experience.
And again, Your Honor, this is just a situation where the Commonwealth likes to be prepared and likes to flag issues for the court and for defense counsel. We will share the photos from the autopsy of each child that we would like to use with defense counsel, and I'm sure he'll let us know if he objects to any of those, and we can address it at trial. But it's more to flag the issues for the court so that none of us are surprised during the trial and issues don't come up during the trial to delay the proceedings.
No, I appreciate that. And I think, so when we get to that point, close to when you're going to introduce the autopsy photos and crime scene, maybe just show counsel, maybe we could have a sidebar and kind of go through them. I would anticipate, well, as the three of you know, some of them are coming in. It's just which ones and limit numbers and things like that. So we can address that. So I'm going to allow that at this point, subject to the specific photographs. All right, next is the Commonwealth's motion.
The demon and that demon is shy. That demon looks shy. What that demon being so shy for?
Which is number 101. Commonwealth's motion to use a 3D model of 47 Summer Street during the trial.
Yes, Your Honor. We would like to use this model as a chalk. Part of the reason we went into the homeowner's home to do the measurements was so that our chief digital evidence officer could create this digital model. It'll be of the full exterior of the home and then each floor level inside the home. And I think that it would be a much better way for witnesses to identify where they were when they saw certain things or where they were when certain things happened, and give the jurors a better perspective and a view. And I think that will correlate really well when they go on the physical view. It's almost complete. When it is complete, I can provide a copy to the court as well as defense counsel, but I think it would be a really helpful chalk in the jurors' understanding of what happened in the house that night.
Oh, yeah.
Is it a model or is it just on the screen?
It's on the screen.
Oh, okay. All
It's
right.
not a physical model.
All right.
It's a digital.
All right. Mr. Kind of hard to agree or disagree with this because it's not done, right?
I would just indicate, Your Honor, that I've had cases where 3D models such as this, as proposed, have been used by the prosecution, as well as in one case I had one done. But I have generally no objection to the use of the 3D model. I think what we have to do is just take a look at it and see exactly where they want to put what, and based on whose testimony, which won't be until the trial. But I have no objection to the.
All right, so I'm going to allow that, subject to actually seeing it and seeing as the foundation comes through. But like I said, so at this point, I'm going to allow that. And that's to come in basically as a chalk.
Yes.
All right. Now, number 102, pleading number 102, is the Commonwealth's motion to use a physical demonstration during the testimony of Sherry Crook, which seems to kind of dovetail into the defendant's motion in limine regarding the testimony of Kerry Cook. So why don't I hear first from the Commonwealth, and then I'll hear from the defendant.
Thank you, Your Honor. So Sherry Crook works at the Massachusetts State
Sherry
Police Crime.
Crook, I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's okay. And she did some blood pattern analysis in this case. She looked at photos from the crime scene, and based on her training experience, I anticipate her testimony would be describing the type of pattern. We will not be asking her to describe, based on what she saw, what happened in the home that night. I think that's what defense may be concerned with in their motion. It would be more of, these are the types of patterns that blood leaves on a surface, depending on how it gets there, whether it's splattered or transferred or it drips. So she would be explaining what each of those things are, and then she would be testifying about what she saw in the photographs and whether the blood she saw in the photographs, whether it was a smear, a splatter, or a drop. What I'm asking for in my motion is to do a demonstration. Some jurors will be visual learners and some will be auditory learners. I think the auditory learners can hear the testimony and understand what's being said. I think for the visual learners, a demonstration, which is allowed under the case law and under the rules, would be helpful to that type of learner. And what I would like to do is have a surface, be it a poster board or something like that, where we spray a substance, we drip a substance, and we smear a substance. And it won't be the color of blood, but something like similar consistency. And the expert would be saying, well, that's this type of smear that was here. It would just be a chalk, basically, a demonstration so that the jurors...
Nah, don't fall for that shit. Cause there'd be like a little dot of blood that actually is from. I'm assuming they mean when she tried to do this thing, but she did it wrong. You know, like she did it like they do on TV. Not how it works, but I think that's what she's talking about. So where the blood is, because I mean there was no blood with the kids. So it's got to be from her. So basically, so that what they're going to try to prove that she wasn't really trying to off herself. Is that what you getting at, bitch? I think that's what she getting at. I think her thing is she wasn't really trying to off herself. That's why she took all them pills, had to pump her stomach. She tried to do that. That did not work. Cause incompetent. And then she jumped out of a window. Her being in that fucking wheelchair shows how serious of a drop that was. Okay? She's in a wheelchair. Okay? Either if she jumped out of her window and landed on a fence on purpose, because if it ain't because it was too far down, then it's because she landed on a fence. Somehow she paralyzed herself. Okay, so it's going to be a hard sell trying to make it seem like she just faked an injury. Okay? Her spine ain't spining no more. Okay, so, you know, you can let that go, Curly Q. I think that's what she's trying to get at. I mean, what else would there be? Like, them even trying to punish her, it has to be for the thing of, like, in her mind, I don't think she really was trying to kill herself. I think she just wanted to get rid of the kids, so she pretended to, but all signs point to absolutely not. She definitely was trying to get the fuck out of Dodge.
Can have a better understanding of her testimony, of what a splatter is, what a drip is, what a smear is. So it's just to better help them understand the testimony.
Say no.
I would do that at the beginning. I would remove the chalk, and then I would get into the crime scene photos and the testimony about that. So that would be the Commonwealth's preferred method of her testimony.
All right, Mr. Reddington.
Absolutely objectionable, inadmissible.
Exactly.
There are cases, I did file a motion, I did cite the cases. This has been excluded repeatedly. This is referred to as voodoo forensics. It is total speculation. I could go on and on. It's junk science. Blood spatter testimony and testimony governments all over our country have tried over the years, as you all know, to introduce testimony of chemists to say, or a state police crime lab person to say, I believe this is a pattern that matches what is on the floor. It matches what's on the bed. It matches what's on the steering wheel. They're entitled to take a look at a photograph of the actual smear, drop, spatter, whatever it may be, and opine in their experience as to what the cause of that, source of that, and their opinion as to how that was deposited on that particular surface. They're not allowed to give speculative testimony as to how they think that it was deposited, taking poster boards and smearing paint or whatever it is that we're going to try to do, according to this motion, in front of a jury where this is a courtroom demonstration. So you have, number one, the issue of the courtroom demonstration concerns. Number two, and more importantly, call it what you want, it's blood spatter testimony, and that's expert testimony. Even if, in what do they call it, the country of Narnia, somebody wants to admit that as evidence, you have to have a voir dire. You have to have Sherry Crook come in and testify so that she's subject to cross-examination and your observation as the gatekeeper under Daubert, under the case law that allows.
She got a good lawyer. She got a good lawyer, y'all. I think she got a good lawyer. Okay, the prosecution can go fuck themselves. She got a good lawyer. She do. I could tell. I could sense it. He just it's giving old school Matlock. Okay, he know what the fuck he talking about. He don't need no co-counsel. He been doing this. He ain't new to this. He true to this. I think she they need to just put her in a little hospital, and she needs to she just need to be monitored from here on in. I think now, actually, because of this happening, she needs to be gonna need to be forever monitored, and medicated, because she can't rehab from this because she done killed her kids now. So the only chance she had of being able to be fixed, she is gone now. So she took every kind of medicine. They gave her a bunch. She was on 5 different things, all for this, all for mental stuff. That shit was cross wiring. Her wires is fried. Okay, them fried her wires. It's terrible. It is so terrible. And they would love to just be like, she's just a crazy person. She's just a murderer, and that's just that. Like, not everybody is a fan of this place. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody deals well with being here. And then people make it worse every day and harder and harder. It just gets to be too much sometimes. Okay. I feel you, girl. But you can't be dragging people with you when you go. Unless maybe it's somebody evil. Then, leave the place better than you found it. You know what I'm saying? You think somebody evil with you when you leave, you know what I'm saying? You just set active service. You know what I'm saying? But you can't be just taking people with you because you love them and you want to take them with you. No, that's their decision. You can't just be, you know what I'm saying? You came in here alone, you leave alone. Unless you was a twin, of course. Then still, you got to leave alone. You got to go by yourself. Benadryl makes me feel messed up. She had to be cloudy in the clouds. And then she made a plan. She did the thing that people do. That's what they say. This is the moment when you're supposed to, you got to kind of reach out for help if you find yourself making a plan. Because you could be thinking about it all the time. But if you come up with a plan of how to execute it, you got to say something to somebody, because that's like the only shot you have of saving, of being saved, is that. Because once you make a plan, that's pretty much it. It's like you're probably going to execute it. And she came up with a plan. But she was incompetent as fuck. So she underestimated what she did. She underestimated her own personal strength. Because just because you don't like to be here doesn't mean you physically have it in you to do what need to be done to not be here. And that's what I think that's what happened with her. She didn't have the follow through that she thought she would. You know what I'm saying? And then there she is. And she done sent her kids to the nether realms. You went through all that trouble to have them 3 babies. All that pain to get to bring their little behinds here. All that waking up in the middle of the night to go and feed them and change them and burp them. To get all the way up to the age of what, 5 and 6. Just to then yeet them to the nether realms. You know? Imagine what it would have been like when they were like 19, 20, 21. Coming in laughing, making fun of you how you were as a parent when they were kids. You don't get to see none of that. That's fucked up. That's the good part. Can we skip to the good part? I gotta work tomorrow, y'all. It's terrible. I'm very interested in this, though. I'm very interested in this. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I find this to be very interesting. I can't wait. I don't know how long it'll be before it actually gets started. Started. Because they haven't done jury selection yet. So they got a jury selection and then, but I think I might try to just actually follow this trial while it's happening. I think I might. Ooh. But I gotta go to work tomorrow again. Oh wait, somebody suggested a trial. And I was looking up the name and then my ADHD kicked in and then I forgot. Can you tell me that name again? Try to find it in the chat. Just gonna see who it was, what that trial was about. Somebody, who was it? It was Rebecca in the house. So let's see, who was it that said that? No, 500 more. Was it Jessica? I think it was Jessica. Jessica, was that you that said that there was a trial thing you wanted me to look up? Who was it? What was the name of the person? Shit. Did anybody else in the chat see it when he did it? No, it wasn't those. It was fuck. I was gonna look it up and see what it was. But then my ADHD kicked in and then I started looking at something else and then I never got back to it. What was it? I don't know. Anyway, all right. I take my ass to bed. I go to work tomorrow. And tomorrow, Friday, though. Ooh. Okay. Did you hit the like button? Did you do it? Ow. Hit the like button for mama. Ooh. I only watch trials, so probably. Wasn't that you that suggested it? You suggested a trial earlier, like in this chat. You said it was disturbing, right? You said there's this one you wanted me to look at, but it's like disturbing is what you said. I thought that was you. Maybe that wasn't you. Probably so. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, maybe that wasn't you. Okay. Somebody has suggested a person though. What the fuck was that? It's real. All right, let me get off of here. Alrighty. No, not Donna. Oh, there was a woman in Utah. Yeah, no, it's not that one though. It's not the it was yeah, I saw that. I saw that mentioned. It was no, it's not the Corey. I started typing it in. I thought, let me see. Let's see, maybe if maybe it'll show me what I've typed in before. Oh, I gotta type something for something to show up. I don't know. All right. For change, yeah. All right, y'all. I see you tomorrow. Au revoir. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with Mama while we investigate this here situation with this lady. Her incompetence knows no bounds, honey. She done paralyzed herself. She did the unthinkable. She did the unthinkable twice. She did two of the unthinkables. Okay. Night, night. Later, Gators. I don't know.